Hey, what up? 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 Anybody see me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. What's going on? Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming early. OG Bruce Lee, what's good, man? What's happening? K Money, did I see K Money? What's up? What's happening? What's going on? What's going on in the world? Shoot. Man, salute to Minister Jew, man. Put me up on game. Sent me the picture of Robert Lee statue coming down. We're gonna talk about that for a quick second, cause I'm like, I think I'm the, I think I'm in the class almost by myself in the sense of speakers that constantly put the attention where it needs to be, which is on this Confederacy. You know what I'm saying? But today, obviously, I'm going to tie in the planetary aspects of today's news and whatnot. So we'll get started in 7 minutes like we do on time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we get started. You know what I'm saying? So do me a favor, those of you in the chat, hit the button for me, thumbs up button, so it can alert the algorithm and knows that's notified. You know what I mean? Sonic Booming, what's happening? So it's not necessarily what house is Mars in. You got to remember, a house is really a direction in space. And then, like, say right now, if Mars came up in the eastern sky, then it could be on the ascendant, and then it's going to be in the 12th house. And then in a couple hours, it'll be south. It'll be in the 10th house. And then as it makes its way to the west, it'll go to 9, 8, 7. You know what I mean? So it depends on the time of day. So Mars is in Virgo right now all day, but it will be in different positions throughout the duration of the day. And so those different directions of where it could be, that is the house. The house just simply talks about a direction in space. So it depends where you are, okay? Because our east is somebody else's west, you see? So it depends where you are when you're making the observation to understand the house. But the constellation is in Virgo all day. Kimberly, how you say that? Kimberly or Kimberly? Kimberly. Y'all know I got a slight speech impediment. I was held back in second grade. That's my out. All right, I got ADD, and I think I'm dyslexic. It's never been certified dyslexic, but goddamn it, for sure. If you held me back in second grade, I had to have ADD. I had to. You know. But yeah. Come on, man. Let's get the thumbs up button going. Let's get the count in. And we get started in 4 minutes. I'm sober today. I was like, man, was I tripping last night? Anybody that was here last night, was I tripping last night? Because I could have swore a nigga was telling me. I was just so much shit, man. So Mars made a transit in Virgo. I was trying to see how it correlates. Okay. Yeah, so Mars is about 22 degrees Virgo today. So it's been in Virgo for a little second. Get the hell on out of Leo. Get away from me in the opposition. I did really great. But, A person who agitates you during a Mars transit, they they your enemy. For real, for real, for real. They're your enemy. That's what I love about the science, because it'll just tell you. You know what I'm saying? I got some people that's like, I tell them like, hey, watch, on these reports that I get, like this, somebody had a report this month where it's just like a lot of opposition and shit. And it looked like it's going to come from a male, but that person may be the male himself. But I said, man, just fall back and watch. And the person who oppose you, that's in opposition, this man, yeah, well, that's your motherfucking enemy, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? But um, um, yeah, man. But see, even last night we was on my shit, and I go Confederate in a minute, and then the very next day, this shit happens. So to me, that Confederate shit I be talking be relative, and now tonight I'm gonna definitely show how the planets align and shit. Like, oh, coincidence? Like this is why I call this shit the cosmic art of war. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sun Tzu can have the art of war. You know what I'm saying? But the cosmic art of war, it's a little different ball game. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, we're gonna get into it tonight. You know what I mean? Because y'all know how I started it. I had started this joint. I was playing some Union Soldier music, talking about, you know what I mean? Fuck Robert Lee. You know what I mean? You know how I roll. Fuck Robert Lee. You know what I'm saying? We made his bitch ass flee and all that. You know what I mean? I'm rolling with Abe Lincoln right here. I'm riding with the Union soldiers. You know what I'm saying? We mopping them. You know what I mean? We mopping, we mopping General bitch ass Braxton Bragg. You know what I'm saying? You occur as a man and your name is Braxton. No disrespect to any man named Braxton, but I like Braxton Bragg, man, was a Confederate general who was getting that ass whooped. You feel me? Bragg was getting his ass whooped. John Bell Hood didn't like him, another Confederate general who wanted to end up taking his position for a quick second. James Longstreet, another Confederate general who didn't like him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that was on the Confederate side, they didn't roll with Bragg like that. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Braxton Bragg, man, because without you, you know what I'm saying, things possibly could have went a different way. You know what I mean? It is said Nathan Bedford Forrest. If you ever been through Tennessee riding on I-40, you will see a sign that say Nathan Bedford Forrest State Park. You know what I'm saying? He was a beast. He was a Confederate. He was a beast. He's the one that's said to have given the order for that massacre that took place at Fort Pillow in Tennessee, about an hour away from Memphis, where a bunch of black people got gunned down. A bunch of Union soldiers or ex-slaves who got free and they got gunned down, massacred them. That's Nathan Bedford Forrest. But I respect Forrest because he a G. You know what I'm saying? He was really about that. You know what I'm saying? He was even, had to check Braxton Bragg at one point. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'll be saying, man, it's history. We got it locked and loaded. You know what I mean? All right, so it's 9:00, man. What's happening, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Do me a favor, please, please, please. Do me a quick favor. Click the thumbs up button for me. I'll have a quick little conversation. Gonna get into a screen share, show you some astro shit. You know what I'm saying? Today I released a video that's calling all creators. If you are or know someone who can do video editing, social media marketing, and or You can do them both, or you got one component of it. Want to learn real estate, ambitious, self-starter. Then I want you on the team. And by that, I mean I'm willing to open up this incubator space that we have. And I gave a tour. This video gives a tour of the incubator where you can actually come live here and let's join forces and let's take over the motherfucking city. All right. Majority of my properties is in this particular market. As you know, I have properties that are directly next door to each other, and they got lots on that same street that I want to buy. And I got properties across the street from each other that also has lots on those streets that we could buy. Okay. The goal is to develop, get into development. You know what I'm saying? Let's play the big boy game. You know what I mean? So it's only been a little over a year and a half, not even 2 years yet, since the first purchase of the rental property. We've now scaled that to about 20 doors overall and $1 million portfolio if we sold everything for top dollar. And so every month, now I'm glad to be on this side of the ledger where every month comes by quickly, but now I can just check the account and see money coming in. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just a real good feeling to have a stream of income that's coming in for the rest of your life. Not to mention it increases your net worth by 5 to 6 digits. If your property is worth 100,000, 200,000, your net worth just went up. Okay. And so anybody that's interested in the real estate piece, want to come and stay at the incubator, I ain't even tripping off you paying the gas bill and the light bill for real. Just feed yourself. I got all the utilities. We got free internet. This the front of the building. We got internet here. The back of the building is another got internet there. You can use it. My tenant in the back taps into the internet that we use in that studio over there where I was last night. So we give them free internet and whatnot. So I'm very serious about it, and I got the space to motherfucking do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for somebody to show up and say, "Hey, I can do this part and whatnot." So reach out to me if that is indeed you. All right. What's up, Monica? What's going on? All right. Man, so let's just go ahead and get started. So today's news, if you don't know, let me share my screen real fast. All right. All right. So in today's news, if you don't know, the Virginia Supreme Court clears the path for the removal of a Robert E. Lee statue. Now look at the name of the governor, Ralph Northam. Right? You see North in his name. All right. See, this is what I be saying, y'all. When I be like, coming from the north, we ain't taking no shorts. And I be, like I said, I let y'all listen to that part of, the music in the sense, you know what I'm saying? And, look how it starts to take place, though. You got to understand this. Again, last night we talked about cosmic transmissions. I'm going to show you once again, it's as if these invisible thoughts known as waves are penetrating the psyche of individuals, and the individual who gets penetrated has some type of energetic signature match to fit the overall theme of the story. Okay? So this ain't got shit to do with predictive programming. That's bullshit. Okay. I'm telling you right now, that's just some shit that people made up because they can't explain spiritual phenomena. And since they're in a victim mentality state of consciousness, the white man's doing something, they call it predictive programming. Okay. It is not predictive programming, ladies and gentlemen. It is the observation of shit that makes shit a reality. And you just think that's what it is. Okay. All right. And so let me go back to the screen share. All right. So sometimes I gotta look at you. All right. So long story short, as you can see, the governor had made this petition to take Robert Lee down off Monument Avenue at the death of George Floyd last year. So rest in peace, George Floyd. And even the attorney general who was arguing on behalf of the state was saying that, you know, this is just not where we at today. You know what I'm saying? And again, the largest Confederate monument in the South is coming down. And the story goes on and on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? It really does. You know what I'm saying? Here is the attorney general right here who argued the case on Mr. Northam's behalf, because the state of Virginia is arguing that we need to remove this. Okay. And he said it would be an important step to making it the state more open, welcoming, and fair place. And here's the quote: "For too long, we allowed our communities to be dominated by symbols of white supremacy and hate that did not represent who we have become as Virginians." Now, the actual ruling and what the judges said is very interesting. Very, very, very interesting in a sense. If I can scroll up, where is it? Here it is right here. So this is what they said. But the state Supreme Court, affirming a circuit court ruling, delivered 2 anonymous decisions in the governor's favor on Thursday. Even if those arguments had created restrictive covenants, the justice wrote, they were unenforceable because their effect was to compel the government's speech by forcing the Commonwealth to express in perpetuity a message with which it now disagrees. Okay. And so let me see you real fast. So what they're saying is, okay, let me see if they go away. Hold on, it's a little lag right here. Hold on, y'all. Okay, all right. So what they're saying is the statute itself had covenants and laws built in that the state of Virginia was supposed to preserve the statute of Robert Lee and protect it. The judges said, but listen, even if these covenants is in effect, y'all trying to make us hold on to some shit that we don't even agree to no more. So bye-bye, Mr. Robert Lee. That shit has to go. Okay. Now, let's go upstairs and go to the heavens. Okay. All right. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to go out of space? Y'all ready? All right. That's how it is. Let's go ahead and make this full steam ahead. So what we want to do is, the first thing I did was Spirit just tell me, and this is the beautiful thing about this shit. Like, why am I looking and why is it 100% dead eye? And this is for you just, when you're in the zone and you're on your shit and you're listening to your higher self, you'll be on your shit. And man, please listen to your higher self. Please do. All right. So Robert Lee is said to be born January the 19th. Okay. I'm going to show you something real fast. January the 19th, 1807. And what we want to do is we want to go find Mars. Okay. And I'm going to put it in the eastern sky just so you can see. Okay. So this is Mars in the eastern sky. Bam. East right there. Okay. And we can see Mars is coming up at the head of the Virgin on his birthday. Okay, so let's mark this note. In Mars, we have always said, ladies and gentlemen, I do it all the time, plenty of videos where you can see it. Mars, we know, is the planet that represents warfare. We're talking about General Lee, a general who was at war in the Civil War to have slaves. So it's befitting for us to note the position of where Mars was when the Confederate head general was born, which is at the head of the Virgin. Okay. Now, if we speed it up to 2021, and today is September the 2nd, right? Okay. September the 2nd. Oh, yeah, that's Pisces. I got to go on the other side. Let's see here. Bingo. Where's Mars at on September the 2nd, ladies and gentlemen, the day that the news come out? Y'all see it. I ain't lying. Mars is at the head of the Virgin. And I mean exactly 22 degrees today. And this is interesting because there are 359 other degrees in the zodiac where Mars could be. And so if we do simple math, break out a calculator, and you take 1 divided by the 359 other possibilities of where Mars could be, you're going to see that that is like a 0.002. Okay. It's less than 0% chance to get this bullseye. Okay. So is this not a cosmic transmission of Mr. General Lee? Absolutely. Well, let's look at it a little bit different. I want to bring your attention to 1865 of April the 9th, okay, which is the day that Mr. Robert Lee surrenders on. And on this day, I want to go find Mars again, okay? And when Mars comes up in 1865 in the east, Mars is at the foot of Gemini. You see it right there by the twin. That's what it looked like it's at. It's right there by the Gemini constellation on his surrender day. Okay. Now, again, we're going to speed it up to today's date, which we're in 2021. We're going back to September the 2nd. Okay. And what we want to do today, as the news broke, we want to go look at the moon. Okay. Bingo. Where's the moon at, ladies and gentlemen? Is the moon not in the same freaking space where Mars was when this sucker, all right, where this sucker surrendered? It is. This is a cosmic transmission of the Civil War. This is why I fuck with the Civil War and I fuck with the cosmos. I know what's happening. All right. And so here's a cosmic transmission. The moon is in the exact same place where Mars was when he surrendered. Okay. Watch this. Let's go back to the Civil War surrender day, 1865 of April the 9th. Okay. All right. And let's go find, well, where was the moon at that day? All right. Okay. The moon looked like it's by the head of, well, by the arm of the Virgin, rather, right? On April 9th, 1865. So when General Lee surrendered, the moon is right here by the arm of the Virgin. Okay. Watch this. So today's time, on September the 2nd, okay, what we want to do now is I want to bring your attention to the messenger god, the god of communication, known as Mr. Mercury. Uh-oh. Where's Mr. Mercury at, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all see the date. It's today. Where's Mr. Mercury at? Interesting. Mercury is in the same position where the moon was when he surrendered. We saw that the moon today is in the same position where Mars was when he surrendered. And we open up that Mars today is in the same position where General Lee was when he was born. Can we get an amen? Y'all see that? Y'all see the beauty of that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that shit? Can we get? Y'all see that shit? That's amazing. So there's a couple planetary alignments here, and notice you have 1807 where Lee is born. Then we move up to 1865, and we move up to 2021. So this is why I'm telling you, it's cycles within cycles within cycles. These are 3 different cycles. This is why it is so important. Like I said last night, it is very important for you. Gary Pope, what up, man? It's very important that in new relationships that the sex day is the wedding date. That's the alchemical date. You understand what I'm saying? Your anniversary, I'm telling you right now, if you can, I'm talking about new relationships that form. You gotta know what you're doing, okay? Because this shit is cycles within cycles, okay? All right. Now, let me bring your attention back to, let me share the screen. We're gonna go back to the Civil War. Well, his surrender day. All right, let me get this out the way. Oops, I don't want to do that red. I don't like that. What's that? I need that. All right. So 1865, April 9th. This is the surrender day of Robert Lee. The sun appears right in between the fish of Pisces. Okay. April 9th, 1865. Okay. So this little sweet spot right here, the tail of the fish, okay, or what it looked like in the sky. Then obviously in 2024, April the 8th, the sun is in the same position. Notice how the moon is like that because this is the American eclipse that I told you about that's coming on the eve of the Confederate surrender day. Okay. And so now, this is why I kept saying this becomes, let me minimize this. This becomes very important for those of us, it becomes very important for those of us more on the spiritual meditative side, the spiritual warriors, for us to be present at the eclipse. In fact, honestly, we about to start campaigning right now. Me and Jude talked about it. We about to start campaigning, start next year. We're going to certain places, and we're going to activate. I'm talking Springfield, Illinois, the graves. I'm talking St. Louis, Missouri graveyard where William T. Sherman is. And if I'm not mistaken, and I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken, Dred Scott. Somebody, in fact, let me see. Where is Dred Scott buried? Yep, St. Louis. So Dred Scott is buried in the same cemetery that William T. Sherman is, the guy who wrote 40 Acres and the Mule. But my point is, we about to start touching certain these grids because we've already showed you before that we've already been at certain places, such as, for example, let me pull it up for you because I was just on it. Let me see. The 2024 eclipse, right? Here, let me go share my screen with you so y'all can see what I'm seeing. Okay. So when you look at the 2024 eclipse, it looked like it's going to come from Mexico, and they telling you this is the path. And then you see where it's going to cross over Texas and everything, and they tell you the states that it's going to go over and stuff. I'm more impressed at understanding that it's going to come over Southern Illinois. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, the Southern Illinois one. No, that's over there in England. But on the bigger map, well, right here, you can see Indiana's right there. But where we at here? That's Arkansas right here. Here go Tennessee right here, Kentucky and whatnot. Illinois is right here, right here. There goes St. Louis. So it's going to pass over Southern Illinois right here. Okay. And that's a place, I wish I can zoom in, but that place is like Carbondale, Illinois. Okay. So when you look at the 2017 American eclipse, okay, let me see. Okay, when you look at the 2017 eclipse, hold on, let me find the other one. You see, the greatest eclipse, like you see Carbondale was right there, okay? Right there. I don't know if I can click on that and blow that up. But Carbondale. Okay. So again, let's go to uh, Illinois. Really, I could have just went to Google. All right. Illinois map. Mingo. Okay. So when we start getting into this thing, there go Carbondale right here. Okay. We got to figure out what's taking place around here. You see this energy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta. This is how you get your Benjamin Banneker on. This is my shit right here. When it comes to astrocartography and charting out this shit and mapping this shit, this is the bomb diggy, man. I love this shit. Because again, when you understand the bottom of Illinois, here go Cairo, which is named after Egypt. Okay, and again, when you come up, this was Future City. Future City is only a few blocks, and it gets flooded a lot because obviously it's in between both rivers, Ohio and the Mississippi. But this was all black. Okay, Future City was all black. All right. And then the beautiful thing, like I was saying yesterday, when you come up, look, here go Thebes, Egypt, right? I showed y'all that yesterday, but you couldn't see it on my PowerPoint. But just in case you think I'm full of shit, here it is. Here go Thebes. That's right there, right? There's here go Karnak, Egypt. Bam, right there. You know what I'm saying? They got something called Pyramid Park. I don't know where it's at, but Carbondale is up here. And here go your Wakanda, ladies and gentlemen. Here go your Black Panther shit that sits right here. And I never forget, man, we was looking into this. Leslie was like, yo, did you know Wakanda sits in this little forest? Part of the forest is known as Panther's Den. You know what I'm saying? And so, where's the pyramid? And so you got to remember, in Illinois, across from Mississippi, this is where the Cahokia Mound is. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what that is, right? Bam. Cahokia Mound. Can we get a satellite version? Booyah. Okay. Right across from St. Louis. But now this is technically Illinois. Okay. And so this was your great, this whole region was your great, it's this one right here. This was your pyramid right here. Right here in America, made out of earth. This is your pyramid. Don't be mad that it ain't made out of limestone and it's a perfect triangle. It's a different science on this side. Okay. So it's right here. You know what I mean? So we just gotta do the actual work and zoom in, you know what I mean? And the rest is gonna speak for itself. Because remember, I told y'all yesterday, hold on, it is something I want to show you. It's called Pyramid Park in Illinois. It's called, what is that shit called? The Pyramids. There it is right here. Right? Pyramid State Park in Illinois. I mean, it's so much shit in Illinois that these cats are literally, listen, it ain't too far from Carbondale. You understand what I'm saying? Which Carbondale sits right on top of Wakanda. Your Wakanda, and your carbon is supposed to be black. That's what y'all supposed to be on y'all, your carbon shit. You know what I'm saying? But the signs from the heavens is literally showing you where you can build if you want to build, but it's damn sure telling the spiritual priest and priestess of where to go to blast some shit off into the ether to help facilitate the growth of humanity. Okay. And so Let me come over here. So to me, ladies and gentlemen, all of this stuff is relative of what we talking about. That's right. You got Mound City. You know what I'm saying? Um, that was down there in Illinois. I've definitely seen that. You just got a lot. You know what I'm saying? And that's right. Southern Egypt's nickname is Southern Illinois nickname is Little Egypt. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And so, the heavens are aligning. The Confederates is done. Trust me, they done. Like, I can be sympathetic because Robert Lee's argument was, I'm fighting with Virginia. At the break of the Civil War, his whole thing was, I'm rolling with Virginia. Like, I don't care about the issues at hand per se. I'm rolling with my home state. That's how I feel. Okay, that's how you feel. But now your home state, which this what I'm saying, this shit's a Rubik's Cube, is twisted because the governor's a Democrat, but the Democrat was the ones who had slaves. But now you see this particular Democrat is like, it's some bullshit. We shouldn't have Robert Lee here. And now the state Supreme Court, right? It's court system, it's executive branch of the governor. They like, we ain't supporting you, Robert Lee. You coming down, and rightfully so. You understand what I'm saying? And so today you just saw the alignments that again go to the surrender date and also go to his birthday to show you what the verdict is and what it shall be. Okay. And it's very imperative for us to do the work as it aligns with these things. Okay. So when y'all see us and we're like, yo, let's get together, let's roll. Let's get together and let's roll. You know what I'm saying? Let's get together and let's roll to these spots. So that really concludes the whole little thing. It ain't rocket science. Shit ain't hard. You know what I'm saying? So I say you lived across the street from several miles in Forest Park, St. Man. That's dope. I'm gonna do something this in 20 something days. I'm gonna go over to I'm going somewhere on the fall equinox. So and I ain't doing it with a group to the public. But I'm definitely about to go touch the spot because it's time to activate. You know what I'm saying? So if you got any questions, feel free, put them in the chat. I ain't gonna keep y'all long tonight. I just wanted to show you this quick little alignment. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Yeah. I can put his death date in here and it'll be something. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. When did Robert Lee die? When is death date? Robert Lee, October 12th, 1870. October 12th, 1870. October 12th, 1870. 5 years after he surrendered. October 12th, 1870. Shit, Grant was just now getting into office. No wonder he died. Shit. Grant just got in. October 12th, 1870. And hold on, y'all. I'm looking at something. Let me change the transit. If you got a question, though, put it in the chat for me. Today is the 2nd of September. 2021. All right. All right, so watch this. I'm gonna show y'all something. So when I say he died October 12th, 1870, I'm gonna bring your attention to the planet Mercury. Okay. And we're going to have a direct hit on this because we know where today what Mercury was. We showed you that. Okay. Right. Watch this. Okay. Very interesting. And what degree is Mercury at? Today, Mercury is at 3 degrees, 52 minutes in this very moment. When Robert Lee died, Mercury was at 4 degrees Libra. Today is at 3 degrees Libra. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go to a quick screen share. Hold on. Okay. So we'll go to a screen share. Bam. I want to go there. All right. So October 12th, 1870 is his death day. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you 1870. October the 12th. And what we see Venus, and we see Mercury and Venus, but right here at the arm of the Virgin again. Okay. We saw that's where it is today. We saw that. All right. So if you didn't see it and you just got here, 2021, today, 9th month, the second. Where's Mercury? In the same position. See? So now, hold on so you can see me. Okay. Okay. So now that means we have his birthday. Then we got his surrender day. Then we have today. Okay. We also have I said the surrender day. And well, today being in, and then we have his death day. So that's what it was, right? And so we got, let's do it in order. His birthday would be first. His surrender day in 1865 would be next, right? And then his death day in 1870, and then today. So where the planet is today, Mercury, it was exactly where it was when he died. That is very interesting. The messenger planet is exactly where it was when he died, which happens to correspond with that position in space is where the moon was when he surrendered. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we keep telling you space is intelligent. The worst thing that you could do is give off negative emotions. It's over. Once you set forth a negative emotion, that's a vibe, that's an energy. And the planet's job sits there in space, and that wave of energy gets clocked. So now when another planet or the same planet comes in that space, as you just saw, it can be a different planet or it can be the same planet, comes in that space, a reverberation comes out that mirrors the shit that was taking place prior. You see what I'm saying? And so the worst thing that you can do in this reality is be pissed off about something. Okay? And just totally be in a state of disarray. This is why in the Hermetic science, they say the Hermetic couple is wise not to argue because they understand that the arguments and fights give birth to demonic children on the vibrational plane. Okay? I always told you how to see into the spirit world. If you ever been down and then come up and you see these blinking lights and shit, those are the spies. They're neutral and they convey messages. This is why ideas pop up. Okay? It's shit around you, little, basically, let's just call it waves of energy. It's around you, and your mind ain't nothing but a big ass wave anyway of electricity. Okay? And so you got a lot of static that's trying to, get in line and get in your senses and pop up in your mind. and then you got to process that. Okay. And if you process that and react the wrong way, you just now set yourself on a cycle. You see what I'm saying? And you got to contend with that. And then what you don't know is when the shit happens again, and then you do the shit again, you keep reinforcing it. And then what happens is, because everything is connected and some connecting points flow better, right? And so, in other words, when it's at opposition or square, right? Then let's just say you have a boo-boo and everything is at 3:00 on the wall clock. And then you have another boo-boo when shit is at 6:00 on the wall clock. That's a problem. That's called a square. 3:30 is a square. So now you got a boo-boo at shit at 6:00. So now when shit get at 6:00 or at 12:00, which is opposite 6:00, that straight groove 12 and 6, you got another problem. And when shit get at 9:00, that's a problem, because 9:00 is at opposition to the original shit that you got in the funk at 3:00 in Gemini season. The third zodiac sign, Gemini season, you beefing. And then you beefing when you got the Virgo season. Then you beefing when you get the Sag, because 9:00 square 6:00 and 9:00 is opposite 3:00. And then you beefing when the shit gets to Pisces. So now you on a real cross. That's the real cross. That's your celestial cross. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't know this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's rhythms that keep on taking place. Man, love is a motherfucking rhythm, man. The vibe, everything is a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And so all rhythms can be measured. You just got to watch how it TikToks. That's all you got to do. Is watch how it TikToks. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, you know what I'm saying? It's a very interesting thing. It's so interesting to me to watch a woman, period, to say the moon come in Virgo, her period come on. And then you can be able to be like, oh shit, hold on. Next month, the moon will be in Virgo on, let's say right now, the moon in Virgo, and it's September the 2nd. Next month, the moon will be in Virgo, let's just say, let's just say the moon will be in Virgo again on September the 30th. Because that's technically what it would happen, right? So say September 30th. And be like, oh, wow, she's going to come on her period again. Right? So then she comes on her period again on September the 30th. I'm sorry. Yeah, September the 30th. And now in October, she's going to come on her period around, let's just say October 28th, 27th, 28th, when it's in Virgo. See, I can study moon cycles with women. And the ones that are on the 28-day cycle, when it comes on and comes on again, you understand what I'm saying? It don't come on the first of the month, because again, if it came on the 2nd this month, it'll come on and back. If he's tracking the moon will be back in the same constellation about the 29th, right? And then, or the 30th, 28 days later, the 30th, okay? And so then the next month, it'd be like the 28th. The next month, it'd be like the 26th, 25th. So it's appearing on a calendar on a day that appears to be, you know what I mean, sooner. It's not locked in on the 28th every month. That's not how it works. You understand what I'm saying? If you're on a moon cycle. But anyway, the most phenomenal part of it to me is that shit is amazing, to be able to be like, your period comes on this day, and then your period comes. And because it's strictly based off of that shit. So so now it actually begs the question of, well, shit. I remember I posed this question when you know, and it's just a question of science. We can talk about consciousness, but now the real test is, because is consciousness doing this, or is it planetary bodies doing this, or is it both? I want to see you tell the moon that my period is going to come in Libra. Fuck what you talking about being in Virgo. I'm gonna push you back a sign, and my body is going to confirm this shit. Because from the outside looking at this shit, if I tell you your cycle gonna start on this day next month, and it happens, that's looking like that big ass planetary body, which we know has an affinity, a gravitational pull on the Earth of magnetism, then for sure, since it affects the Earth and we're on the Earth and we're majority water, and a woman, your period is coming on every time you get there, then I think we can safely say you're affected by the moon. But if you are the school that your consciousness is more supreme, then that's the perfect goddamn exercise to test it on. You know what I'm saying? Tell the moon, my shit's coming on over here now. And tell your body, yo, you coming in over here now. And see if it worked for you. See if it worked for you. Okay? Listen, I'll share my screen and I'll show you how to clock it real fast, right? Because the only thing you're going to do is this. The first time your cycle come on, you get the first spotting, okay? If the moon is right here on astro.com on the front page, if you on your phone, you're going to have to scroll down and click a link that says leave mobile view. I repeat, if you're on the phone, you're going to have to scroll down, and it's a link that says leave mobile view so you can get the desktop version, so you can get the planet's location. You come on your period today, right now, the moon is 22 degrees Cancer. Okay? 22 degrees Cancer. Okay? So now you can say, all right, I want my shit to come on in Leo, whatever the case may be. But when you come on your cycle again, you go to astro.com and look and see where the position of the moon is. Okay? Right, that's how you do that. Real simple way that you can chart your own flow. Okay. All right. Yeah, they say that women being around each other. I haven't seen that per se. Because I'm just not around. Well, I'm not around multiple women to see that. You know what I'm saying? All right. Eat less cheese a week before and during it will last 2 days, maybe 3. Yeah, I don't know about it, right? But yeah, I've heard that the cycles will sync. Very interesting, because that would tell you who the energetic matriarch woman is. Again, energetically, Lisa Sundance, what's up? I'm gonna show you what the energetic leader is. All right. So any questions? I mean, this ain't gonna be long, man. I don't want to be long-winded. You know what I mean? But any questions on that? All right. Any questions? Cheese clogs you up. The moon deals with liquids and stuff. Crazy. My girl got her period right now. All right. That's crazy. Oh, so all right. So look. So today, let me see something real fast. Hold up. Bam. All right. Hold on. Let me go share my screen. Because today we're gonna pretend like today the cycle came on, right? So today is the 4th. The moon is in Cancer, right here, right? And so on the 2nd, it's in Cancer. But guess what? We're back in Cancer on the 29th, actually the 28th and 29th of the month. So you are likely to come back on your period. So in this month, you're going to be on your period 2 times. But the point is, when you see it at the 29th, okay, at the end of the month, right? As we progress to the next month, okay, in October, as we progress to the next month, Because remember, it came on like on the 29th. Now we in Cancer, what I say, on the 25th, right? So it went from the 29th to the 25th. And then when we get into November, we're going to be in Cancer when? We be in Cancer on the 21st, 22nd. So we're going backwards. The moon, as it gets in the same location on a monthly basis, is progressing backwards on the dates, because our calendar is a Earth Sun calendar. It don't calculate the moon. But if you want to calculate the moon inside of our dates, then for those of you that's on this particular cycle, you can't tell me that you come on your period. Oh, I come on my period on the full moon. You a lie. That's the way I'm gonna say you're a lie. It ain't every full moon. So then you would be lying. So it ain't every full moon. You probably just remember it was around the full moon, because 6 months later, if your period comes on the same spot, 6 months later is the new moon in the same constellation. I'll say that again. If there's a full moon in Cancer and you come on your period today, and you keep coming on your period for the next 6 months, when the moon is in the same spot, approximately a 28-day cycle, in 6 months, that will be a new moon. So you're not a full moon period person. You see what I'm saying? I know this, man. I be knowing this shit better than women know this shit. I do. I be knowing, I used to tell, I know your period better than you know your own damn period, girl. I've been known. Pack your tampons because you're coming on your period this week on this trip. Well, your pads, rather. Right? All right. So that's how you do that shit. Okay. Questions? Any questions? Man, now's the time, man. Now's the time if you got a question. Shoot it to me. You got a question? You got a question on your chart? You got something? You know what I'm saying? You want to see something? You know what I mean? Let's open it up. You know what I mean? Shoot it to me. Man, I'm actually kind of hot. I ride with Abe Lincoln. I ain't scared to say it. I see Confederates, grab my chopper and spray it. The website for what? Which part? Which part? What you looking for? Astro.com up front, just to show you where the moon is today. But this is an actual program that I have. It's called Day Watch. This is a program. I've been having this program forever. Ever. All right. Ever. All right. So this is the one. I ain't gonna put his business on Front Street. All right. I'm put my own business out there. Right. So say for example, I want to know what September holds for. This is the personal reports I get to people. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to know what's going on, I know what to look for quickly. I'm looking for red. Okay, shit's about to go in my 4th house, so it's time for me to get a little bit more into the real estate on the private stuff, right? I do that. Jew got something called, his members, he told members about the sweet spot. This report actually shows you where the sweet spot is on a monthly basis. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not one of those people who can kind of figure it out, like the new moon to be coming in my 4th house. All right. So this is definitely some type of ancestral communication, a woman at home, family, things of that nature. But yeah, it's coming in my 4th, right? So this is, I'm just looking for certain shit. This is good vibes right there. This is actually an excellent time, a more easier time for me to show expression dealing with love, because I got Venus right here. This is Venus in the sky. It's trining my sun, and it's at 27 degrees Libra, and Venus rules Libra. So this is excellent relationship stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? At this particular pocket. But I'm just scanning certain things. I go fast because you notice the moon moves so fast. It's always making an aspect to something in your chart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now in mid-September, Venus is going to square my Mars. That tells me that my feminine and masculine energy may need to be balanced at this time. So if I'm in a relationship, a woman's gonna get on my motherfucking nerve, and I'm quite sure she'll see me the same way, and I get on her nerve. So to get the jump on this shit, then hey, let's do something on the 15th, something totally that's romantic. Now that don't mean that on the 13th and the 12th you ain't get on my motherfucking nerve, and I don't feel like doing this shit on the 15th. But the goal is for you to understand that it's coming and to watch it unfold. That's the game me and Jew like to play. To watch it find a host and try to play itself out as an event when we already knew the shit was coming. And then this person think they're under their own free will and accord posing the argument on some shit. You understand what I'm saying? So this shit is fucking hilarious to us. You know what I mean? Yep, there goes some miscommunications potentially. But one of the main things is because I already know how he's positioned, full moon in my 10th. So need to put something out in the public at that time. And Venus trine in the midhaven. Oh, and you definitely need to be doing something publicly at this particular time. So, you know, I'll be going through here looking for cold reds, but ain't no cold reds because see, Mars is in the position where it ain't bothering me. So this is, you know, I shouldn't have to have, it shouldn't be no anger this month. Right, because I already know what Mars is and where my stuff is at, so it ain't happening. And so, but this is how you get a jump. You know what I mean? This is how you get a jump on some shit. There is some other shit, you know what I mean, on some progress side. But anyway, that's what that does. You know what I mean? So I can just outline it for you and tell you like, bam, you know what I'm saying? This is the perfect time for you to do what it is that you want to do. All right, where you at? All right, so the way to reverse these adverse energies created so they don't keep reoccurring whenever the planets sync up is to be aware and be in the vibration of love. Yep, that's why I always say, Sanchia, only thing you got to do is get into the constant state of gratitude to the best of your ability. If you can radiate that shit 365 days, there go one circle. Now do it again for another cycle. And so the goal is to build your life into that, to a degree, to that Buddhist type of vibe, in a sense, where you're just compassionate and you got that understanding and you got what I call compassionate detachment. It's not that I don't care, but I care. Fuck it. Can I say this? I care more about my own emotional well-being so much that I guard it. And I have to come off as if I may be a little, you know what I mean? There's ways to be interested in stuff where you don't have to be emotionally invested, where it puts you in the anger mode. Shit ain't got nothing to do with me. What the fuck I'm getting angry for? You understand what I'm saying? And so you got to learn how to develop compassionate detachment in a sense, and then states of gratitude. And now these positive points is ringing up. And this is when you find money. Listen, on your sweet spot, right? The sweet spot could be, and it's several, right? But let's just say hypothetically that every time the moon gets into your money house, this is an ample opportunity where once a month the moon is here. This may be an opportunity where you find money on the ground. But you know how many motherfuckers ain't gonna find no money? But you may have found someone. Like, so now the question becomes, well, what the fuck is the determining factor? Because it's not a guarantee just because that shit is there. So it has to be something else that's the determining factor. The theory, I tell you when it's a fucking theory and I tell you when it's a fact. The theory is that shit is based upon the positive consciousness, the vibe of the person. So if you got in this continuum state, and this is what you're doing, so when Jupiter in the sky comes, it's in the same position of where the sun was when you were born. When you're jogging up the hill, you happen to look on the ground and go $10. You happen to go to the store to go $40 on the ground, all in the same time span. And this is my experience. You understand what I'm saying? That don't mean that I don't have anger. And again, Lord knows I have that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean that. But I know what I practice, and I know that I got enough cosmic credits in that cosmic bank out there that I should be able to cash in on some things. You understand what I'm saying? So it's your vibe. that you give off that's going to determine this whole, because remember, the whole shit is about consciousness, which means the brain watches you. Like, so she is scared of spiders, scream, run. Oh, really like this? Ooh, release dopamine. Ooh, release oxytocin. I love when you cuddle with me. Yeah. Oh, I love, right? So the brain is just watching how you respond so it can build the program to best fit your spirit, which is the one that is drawing breath and the one that is making decisions. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we changed. We did that webinar a long time ago. I called it programming your outer space. You understand what I'm saying? Where if you can go back, you can go back and look at a negative event in your own life, and I can pinpoint like, oh shit, this is why this planet was right here. Now what you do is you don't have to wait for that planet, the same planet. If it was Saturn was right here, you're going to have to wait 28 years to 30 years on average for Saturn to come back for you to get some goddamn retribution. This is why the moon is the bomb, because she's a neutral space-time accelerator. She's neutral. She can go any way. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a space-time accelerator, because I don't have to wait. A Saturn year is 28 to 30 years. A Uranian year is 84 years to make a full circle. I'm not waiting on that shit. Even with the sun, it take this nigga 365 days to get in the same position. I'm not waiting on you. Every month the moon is there. So the moon is a space-time accelerator. And this is also known as, I call it the cosmic eraser. Because now if we can pinpoint the point in space, right? The only thing we got to do is wait for the moon to get in that particular space for you to reverse the energy. And then you keep charging that up by the act that you do, so you can erase the negative and start stamping it with positive. Damn, I'm a fucking genius, man. Fucking applause, man. That's some genius shit. But when you look at it, that's what's happening. And that's how you space jam. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how you do it. All right. I had missed something. Todd. I was born on December 20th, 1971. Yeah, cuss of Saggy and Cap. And I have 3 cuss in my chart. Do you know the time that you was born? Because you're gonna be one. That's the beauty. You're either gonna be 29 degrees or you're gonna be 0 degrees. Don't mean you ain't gonna have a blend of both, but you really only technically gonna be one. You got the time of birth and the city of birth is important for that. What's up, Miss Carla Sugar? 5:28 a.m. All right, let me see something real fast. Where you go, Todd, at the top? What city were you born in? What city were you born in, Todd? Eatontown, New Jersey? Eatontown. Okay, sir. Man, they switched this damn Astro around, man. I gotta get used to it. Hold on, sir. Let me go to StreamYard real fast. Let me share my screen. I just want to see something. I want to see something. 20th of December of 1971, and you were born at 5:28 a.m. And we're gonna switch this and put you over here into, what'd you say? Did you say Eatontown? What's such word? Yeah, you did say that. Eatontown, New Jersey. What's today's date? All right. So you're 27 degree Sagittarius. Your sun degree is right here. And since you're born early in the morning, the sun wasn't coming up yet. The AC represents the sun coming up, and then all this at the top is visible. The sun is up in the sky, the planets, and all that stuff. So since you was born wee hours of the morning, the sun wasn't up yet. So your first house Sagittarius, a 27-degree Sagittarius. Oh man, I'm a 27 Aquarius. We sextile each other to the degree. That's pretty dope. Okay. And so you're not necessarily on the cusp. You're like 3 days and 3 more days, two and some change. The energy switches over to Capricorn. So I didn't understand when you said you got 3 cusps in the chart, but you close to the cusp, but you ain't really a cusper. You know what I'm saying? You 27 degrees Sagittarius. And you got a grand trine, do you got grand air? Almost. Oh, you got the Minister Jew moon. So you almost got a grand air trine. This big blue triangle is setting off in air and earth, but you almost gotta, depends how you look at it. It's almost an earth trine as well. But it's a mixture. But no, to answer your question though, well, to elaborate on your point rather, I wouldn't necessarily classify you as a cusp, baby, because your sun is 27 degrees. You got it. You got it. You got it. All right, Marie, what's up? What is the most exploitative aspect of planetary alignments when it comes to your life based on your chart? So what do you mean by exploitative? How do you define that? I'm big on trying to understand, and I ain't afraid to ask the question like, what you mean by that? That way we could be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So what you mean by that? Yeah. You got it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, y'all ain't gonna sucker me into doing no readings all day, but you gotta have a question. I mean, even look, them astro reports only charge $19.99 for those things. To me, it's like having insurance. But honestly, man, it's $20. $20 ain't worth my time. Like that's one thing I'm gonna say. Me and Ju had these conversations too, man. You ain't gonna say that we put it out of reach for you and it was all about the money. Maybe it should be. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. We definitely don't knock anybody that do. But one thing we have done is make sure that we make it reachable for the people to grasp it, to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Even when I start releasing some of this wholesale real estate stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit that I'm offering, I got the callers that's gonna make the call for you. Fuck, only thing you gotta do is fucking get on the goddamn phone and call the fucking appointment that they set and just introduce yourself. It's like, hey, yeah, my name is Noble, and you spoke to my assistant, Sanchia, about 2 days ago in regards to selling a property 123 Main Street, and I'm just calling, following up on it. Oh yeah, I want to sell it, and yeah, oh yeah. Then you just start asking some basic questions. Like you can't do that shit. Like, come on, man. I'm taking all the hard work away from you. I'm gonna have somebody actually make the calls for you, to set the appointments, to find the warm leads, and I'm about to offer your first 800 phone numbers, or maybe 700. I think which one sound better. Your first 700, 800 phone numbers is gonna be on me. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy, some of the easiest money you can make, man. You better hurry up and get in it. All right. So, any questions? Yeah, the moon, the time machine, man. The moon is a space-time accelerator, straight up. You know what I mean? Man, somebody give me listen, yeah, man. The fun part of this shit is, man, y'all ain't seen nothing. The best part of this is doing relationship compatibility. Man, that shit is I gave it to Pasha she in here, like, you know how to work this shit. Man, relationship compatibility is a motherfucker. For real. This shit gonna tell you everything you need to know. And so now you got a foreknowledge, you know what I'm saying? Where you can be like, you know what? I ain't even gotta, I don't think I want to do this. See, this is what you gotta understand. Negativity, like a battery, is part of it has magnetism. Negativity has magnetism. Positivity has magnetism. And so what you don't understand is what determines negative energy within your cosmic constitution. When we go back and we look at a chart, let me take you back to the chart. Come on, y'all want it? Y'all want it? I'm gonna take you to school, man. When you look at a chart, all this red energy in the chart, that's where the negative energy exists within yourself, sir, ma'am, within yourself. Okay. And so let's just say hypothetically, okay, I'm going to go pick, whoever, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I pick myself, right? And let's just say I'm looking at this like, oh shit, when we compare, I like this shit because we ain't got no red lines. I'm in red on the outside. This person is in blue in the inside. In fact, our moons ain't too far from each other. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm digging that. So I'm not seeing a lot of tension. Me and this person to get along great. And look at they a 27 Sag and I'm a 27 Aquarius. So that's a perfect 60-degree angle, which is called an opportunity sextile, which means it's an opportunity. Right? So this is a very positive relationship by me just looking at the lines. They happen to be born where, our energy is not opposing each other. It's damn near almost lined up and with each other. You see what I'm saying? Just look closely. Pluto, of course, takes longer to move. So they're older than me. So now Pluto's here and stuff. And you start looking at these planets like they're within the same vicinity going around the wheel. So it really ain't gonna be no tension like that. We'll get along pretty cool. Now you from the other side, you know what I'm saying? Some shit can happen. You understand what I'm saying? And so you got to understand that. You know what I mean? And this is what you got to really understand. But this is for the geeks. You got to understand this shit right here. And not all of it, but some of it as it pertains to relationships. Because the person going across and the person going down, when I do heterosexual relationships, I usually put the woman on the horizontal axis and I put the man on the vertical axis. And then what we doing is we making comparison. His sun to my sun, it says 0 degrees. Because remember, it was 27 degrees Sag for him and 27 Aquarius for me. So this is a perfect 60-degree angle. This is a positive aspect. This one here, this could be negative. This could be negative. This could be, you know what I mean? So you start to be able to figure certain things out. So now you can actually add up the pluses and minuses in a relationship and quantify that shit. You know what I'm saying? To see how much positive energy you got in the relationship, how much negative energy you got in the relationship, and what the next score is. And most importantly, what the pattern is. This is the fun part about shit. I'll show you some shit that I do. Hold on, let me get a spreadsheet. All right, I'm gonna show you. Hey man, well I tell you, man, we scientists for real, for real. You know what I mean? Like for real, for real. All right. So this is what I'm saying. So say for example, I'm just gonna label these. Okay. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just say they're planets. I ain't gonna say what planets, they just planets, okay? So here's the woman right here. This is her stuff. Let's give her a little, I wanted to give her a little pretty pink or something. Okay. This is hers. Okay. Now, this is his. This is the guy. Okay. Let's put him, I don't know. Let's just put him in blue. Okay. So this is his. Okay. So if this is positive connection, his planet to her planet, that's a positive. Say this a positive. Say this a negative. This got 0. This a negative, but this a positive. I'm sorry, this a positive. This another. This is a negative. This is a negative, right? And let's just say, and here's a positive. Okay. Now, what you have to do is understand the pattern. So we all start at 0, which is just the egg, the infinite, everything starts at 0. Now watch this. The first entry is positive. So that's 1. Next entry is positive. I'm right here. That's 2. Now, this is about to be negative again. So guess what? This means we go down to number 1 again. Because it's 1, 2. We lost 1, so we go back to 1. We lost another one, we go to 0. Then we just gain 1 positive, so now we go up to 1. Then we hit a negative, now we back to 0. Then we hit another negative, now we at -1, okay? And then we got 2 positives at the end, which is going to be 0 and then 1, okay? Now, this is what's called the net score or the rhythm. Then what you do is you take it over here, and then we're going to put this shit on a graph. Bam! This is what your heartbeat look like as a relationship. This shit, notice that it ends right here at a +1 because that's what it did. You understand what I'm saying? So it started off all good and shit, and then it went down, and then it went up, and then it went down, and then it went up. So now you can see the pattern, and you can be like, well, overall, it's a positive relationship, but it goes up and down, but it goes up, right? Overall. I can shit like if I did me and Minister Jews, and I can remember off the top of my head, me and his shit go like this: 1, 0. Then it go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's 7 or 8, maybe 8. Look like that. That's what me and Jew shit look like. And see, you can take this and you can superimpose this on you and your mama, you and anybody, if you know what you're looking at. So now this is how you develop what is the rhythm of the relationship. You see what I'm saying? And man, there's so much shit in here, man. Boy, I got some shit when it comes to this. I ain't gonna even go to the next part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a way that you can quantify that and even strip that down to see where all the negative energy is. Because it's only 4 relationship types in the world. Period. I stand on that. It's only 4 relationship types in the world. That's it. 4 relationship types, man. Okay. Energetically, it's yin. It's a feminine connection. I'll give you an example of what that look like. Her moon is in the same position where my moon is when we were born. That's going to give us an intimate feminine connection. Masculine, I'll give you an example of what that look like. Her Mars is in the same position where my sun was when I was born. That's positive. Okay? Could be. And then you're going to have yin yang, which is her female energy when we're dealing with heterosexual relationships. It's her female energy is in the same position where my male energy is. And this shit dope because this shit mirrors the gender. Even if you in same sex, some same sex, you got roles. We got, you just got roles, right? One's more masculine, one's feminine, right? So it's an energy thing. So when her feminine energy, let's just say Venus, is in, say, Aries when she was born. And now let's say her Venus is in Aquarius. when she was born. And then I'm an Aquarius, so that means my sun is in Aquarius. And her Venus is right in the same position where my sun is. That's going to produce instant chemistry. And that shit's going to flow according to that one principle alone, because it's masculine sun for the male and feminine Venus for the female. You see what I'm saying? And then the last one is a role reversal. It's when her masculine energy is in the same position where his feminine energy is. And this is the one that you really got to watch, especially if it's a negative. An example of this would be, let's just say if we use her son, she's a Taurus, but he was born with the moon in as a negative, he was born with the moon in Aquarius. So Aquarius to Taurus is a square. That they don't really vibe. But it's her masculine and his feminine. You see what I'm saying? And so now what happens is, since it's her masculine, let's just say she happened to be an ambitious type of woman. And since she's ambitious and she on her grind and she got her little mobile hair salon and shit, and you know, she doing her shit and she traveling and you know, doing her thing and shit. But the moon represents home and Cancer. And he will feel like, no. I want you to be at home. You're doing too much and shit. So now he start kind of, you know, feeling some type of way, kind of domesticate you. You really ain't got that kind of vibe. And so it may not work because, you know, he feels threatened by your hustle. That shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Man, especially with Aries women. Aries woman that's on her shit, man, men are intimidated by Aries women. I know friends who were Aries women that own they shit, you know what I'm saying? And they, you know, ain't got no man, you know what I'm saying? Because they intimidated by that hustle. You know what I mean? But this is how you can quantify and tell. You understand what I'm saying? When you use this science, all right? All right. So what's the questions here, man? When you choose a birth chart before birth, who decides which astrological venue is best, or how is it important to choose wisely so that you can use a chart upon birth to your soul's advantage? Let me try to understand it. Hold on. When you choose a birth chart before birth, so I'm taking that to mean my spirit is about to incarnate, maybe? Who decides which astrological venue is best, or how is it important to choose wisely? I'm not quite sure I understand it. Understand the question, Marie? If you can rephrase that in a sense, please do. Because I'm kind of taking that to mean, like, when you say before birth, shit, okay, you before birth. And I'm also kind of taking it, how can you plan, right? I did a lecture on this years ago about the birth of the Messiah, meaning the golden child, meaning since we can measure this and this shit is just a season, if I'm an Aquarius, right? Let's just say I want to have a Sagittarian child. And I want to groom this child to become a philosopher or something dealing with law, whatever, because he's a Sagittarian principle. And so then we need to know, we have to conceive, obviously, you know, X amount of months beforehand so we can give birth to this particular archetype cosmically for this child to fit inside of this dynamic. You see what I'm saying? That makes it a little bit more harmonious to the level of consciousness where we're at. Because you can give birth to, you can be like, you know, it's a joke when, if you're the only kid, you know what I'm saying? Your parents like, oh, you a fuck up. Like you fucked up so bad, they don't want to have no more kids, right? And so I'm an only kid with my dad, right? And that's because old Chucky, which is me, he just said at 2 years old, I used to tell him what I wasn't gonna do. And he said, I knew right then and there I wasn't having no more kids because you was telling me what you wasn't gonna do at 2, right? what can happen is you can have a child that's in opposition to you. I just gotta tell you straight up. Their chart is in opposition to you. It's gonna be a problem. They're gonna give you hell. You're gonna give them hell. It's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? And it don't have to be a problem because you can absolutely use this science and say, hey, wife, hey, husband, me and you are on a spiritual journey. We're older now. We're on this path of enlightenment. The things that are important to us is philosophy for sure. You know, somebody that can think, and health is important for us. And so, all right, well, we want to have a doctor. Well, let's just say if we say, okay, well, let's give birth to a Virgo, I mean, somebody that's health conscious. And what a coincidence this year, not only will the sun be in Virgo, but at this time of year, it's going to be the sun, moon, Mercury, Mars is going to be in Virgo. And we just don't happen to have Jupiter's going to be in Virgo this year as well. So this is going to be a lot of health energy right here. And since we want to bring forth a doctor of the family and somebody that can take care of us when we get older and just understand what health consciousness is all about, this person is likely to understand it more. You understand what I'm saying? So now let's give birth to that. You see what I'm saying? So it can fit versus possibly bringing in, because when you start getting into stories of reading about reincarnation, what happens is in past lives, the angry husband and wife who got a divorce, they now come back and meet each other again, and now they may be family members. And now they're not, you know what I'm saying? So now they're not husband and wife, but they're family members. And it's the family member that's going to abuse the other family member because there's a genetic, but there's a soul memory that's there that has to play this shit all the way out again. You understand what I'm saying? And see, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you some real shit. Most of y'all know about 2 years ago that I lost my son. He didn't lose shit. He did what he did, transferred, right? And remember, this was the son that told his girl that when I died, this my son, he was like, shit, 19 at the time and shit. 18, 19, he was telling his girl, you know what? When I die, I'm going to come back as a little kid and I'm going to find you and I'm going to remember everything, right? He said, I said, okay, bet, I'm good. So he check out of here. He gone and shit. But when he left, remember when he died, his girl was pregnant, right? All right. And so now this is what you would call a grandchild of mine. Now, I have to give you the chain of events, how it fucking occurred. Okay. So then my mama worked at a hospital and she walked in this patient's room and the patient reads the Bible and she was like, I've been waiting for you. I've been looking for you. I got a message for you. You got a grandson that just recently left or something? And she's like, no. She's like, yeah, you do. You got a grandson that's gone. And he said he'd be back this summer. And he coming back as a little baby girl. And my mama walked out that room, had to get herself together, walked back in the room, and the woman asked her, did what I say startle you? And she said, no, my son told me the same thing, which is me. Because remember, when the Holy Quran tells you, go look at Erica Badu's handle on Twitter and tell me what her name is. Or it may be on Instagram and tell me what her name is. Okay. So the Holy Quran tells you about the science of the number 19. What the Holy Quran also says in Surah 75, which is the resurrection or the reincarnation of the soul is very sensitive at 19-year intervals. Okay. So if you go at 19, your ass will come right back. Okay. Because you got to understand the 18.6 19-year cycle of the moon. Okay. All right. And so this was his year at 19. I figured some shit out on who this dude was. When I looked at some shit, I said, oh shit. Okay, cool. Now, The child is here, his child, or what I say and no, because he already said it. Then I validated with the science, and then an external person came who just happened to be the messenger, validated the shit and said he was coming back. Now the baby is here. Jew would be like, man, how your grandbaby? And I'd be like, oh man, he cool. He'd be like, how the other grandbaby? I'm like, who? I don't even like. Every time he asks me that, I'd be like, who? I don't even process that shit in my mind like that. That's not how I see that. I'd be like, nigga, that's my fucking son, silly ass, came back as a goddamn daughter. You know, what came back as a girl at this now. This time, he didn't broke rank though. You see what I'm saying? He's not my son. Technically, he's supposed to be my granddaughter at this particular time. I know this shit may sound crazy, but fuck it. Okay, you got to grow. You don't have to grow and get here. And again, I got case studies with this shit of me helping clients overcome asthma and never had an asthma attack one day in their fucking life every since that meeting that we had. And I put her in that state when she was able to see herself as an American in Germany at World War II and had asthma and was smoking real bad and died of lung cancer. And she no longer had asthma no more. Okay. And I can give you the work to go look at Dr. Brian Weiss work. Miracles Happen. The past life, the transformational healing power of past life memories and shit. Go look at that big ass, thick ass book full of case study, and you're gonna have to argue against those people who went through their own shit. Okay, literally, who had diseases and then saw the state and how they got the disease in the previous incarnation because they tapped into their subconscious mind where the ultimate memory resides any goddamn way. And I gotta salute Minister Jew every fucking time I get into that shit because he was the only one that was like, you niggas is tripping. It ain't your fucking pineal gland, it's the hippocampus. It ain't got shit to do with no pineal shit. You've been sold on that shit. It's in the goddamn hippocampus is where it goes down at. Okay. So anyway, so what I was telling you is this. At this particular point, because I don't want to come in and as granddad, and I don't want to taint and shape the baby's perception or my son's perception. You understand what I'm saying? So I've decided as of right now that I'm not doing no interactions because I'm waiting for him, which is now her, to get of age of a certain level of maturity where it can naturally unfold. Because see, if I come in the picture now and you start calling me Paw and shit, then it can potentially just throw some shit off. You understand what I'm saying? I never forget the first time my daughter met my oldest son for the very first time. Instantly, she smiled and walked to him like and said she already knew him because there was a connection that was there. I saw this with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? So I know how this thing works. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where, I mean, shit, that's a tough call. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, shit, you ain't even reaching out to your own grandkid in a sense. You know what I mean? In a sense, you know what I mean? That's some tough shit. Because now check it. Because when you got to understand this shit, when you start mingling with motherfuckers, listen, man, do you know that my mama just had motherfucking a kidney removed, okay? But my dad, and it was her right kidney, which is the masculine side. Now, Libra rules the kidneys, which is marriage, okay? Libra rules marriage, okay? The right side is masculine. So now I can ask a question. Well, shit, what is it about marriage to a man that maybe there's a potential issue there? Some type of gripe, something that's unresolved, maybe. Go to my daddy. He on dialysis. That nigga left kidney fucked up, which is the feminine side. And I'm looking at this shit. They has been divorced since like 1982. And both of y'all currently in 2021, which is her right side and his left. So that means if she was on this side, he needs to be on her right, which is for him, she would be to his left, right? And then those ailing kidneys need some motherfucking healing and communication with one another and some forgiveness to take place. But yet, y'all, I don't know, shit, 30, 40 fucking years divorce, ain't been with each other. I know about the secret time y'all niggas got together too. And y'all acting like I don't know, but I know. But anyway, 30 years removed, you understand what I'm saying? It's called entanglement. They're still energetically entangled. Technically, she ain't married to nobody else, not energetically. And he ain't married to nobody else. And he never did get married to nobody else, but damn sure energetically. It's so fucking funny because he'd go to a restaurant and he went to a restaurant and he thought the waitress was cute. Asked her birthday, and her birthday was my mama's birthday. Allahi. Word is bond. What's the odds of that shit? You see what I'm saying? So you're entangled. This is why it's important. You got to be very careful on who you mingle mental energy with and then who you definitely have sex with, because then your energies can become stuck. They call it a cord, right? They can be stuck. You see what I'm saying? And now that even though y'all years apart, the energy is still there, man. The energy is there. So now, how you going to get past karma, the negative aspects of karma? You know how the fuck you beat karma? You don't engage. You don't respond. Because the moment that I push the pendulum with 10 times force to the left, it's going to swing with 10 times force from the right. And it's the same with how you, truthfully, how you even express your gratitude in the sense of a happy moment, because another rainy day is motherfucking coming, because it's the parallel or the opposite of that positive swing. So now when it swings to the opposite side, you got to be ready for that shit too. So this is why the Buddha is trying to tell you to have the gratitude, but watch how you express the emotion. Because this thing that we live in, it has a swing of duality. So you break the cycle by not participating. That's a G call I got, because see, now we shit get into some shit like, man, you don't know, it sets you up for a whole nother round. And you get to a place where you understand that shit hurt people, right? All this shit, I'm still be hurting. I hurt people, you know what I'm saying? Shit, hurt people and shit. And you be like, man, I don't even want no more karmic ties. I'm good. I'm just motherfucker. I just need that one. That just need that. And you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all understood what that's saying. That's that divine matrimony, and the spaceship come pick a nigga up. You understand what I'm saying? Other than that, I ain't really trying to entangle too much. You know what I'm saying? Because some shit happened over here. It'd be simple little shit too. Which what was the shit? What the fuck happened? Oh, my air conditioner go out. Whose air conditioner goes out? Then Jew's air conditioner goes out. And shit, right? Like shit be happening like that. You understand? Because you entangle. All right. So you break the karma by not responding. I'm gonna tell y'all this story, man. If you got a question, we you can ask. I'm gonna tell y'all this story real quick, right? So I was in a relationship. So I quote unquote, I guess, I cheated, right? And I don't want to cheat, I've been in, I've cheated in every single relationship I've ever fucking been in, like every single one. I'm not proud of it. Like it's actually, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I ain't built for this shit. But I believe in something, and I know I am. But anyway, so I cheat, right? And so they cheat back, right? All right, whatever, cool. So the cheating back, they took the position as if it was karma for me by cheating back. No, Dodo, that ain't how that worked. How can you rule out that I didn't cheat on you and that was your karma? Like, how is it not your karma, me cheating on you, but God gave it to you? Like, you got to answer that shit. You believe in God. I know you do. You believe in God. But God gave you a cheating motherfucker. And that ain't your karma. And then you cheat back to say that it was my motherfucking karma. And here be the kicker to this shit with this particular story. When I met you, wasn't you kicking it with a motherfucker that you said was your dude, even though and he was supposed to kind of been messing around. You was kicking it with a motherfucker, and I was that other nigga, and I was like, oh no, that's cool. I'm gonna give y'all a little moment, but it ain't gonna always be like that. But do your thing, because I just got to this city and some shit that I gotta do. But I'm telling you that you're gonna make a decision and you're gonna be over here, and then eventually been over here. So that nigga didn't know about me in a sense. I know that, right? So to a degree, you cheated. But yet when I cheat, it ain't motherfucking karma for how you know it ain't karma for you cheating on that nigga when I met you. You understand what I'm saying? And so, man, anyway, you gotta watch this shit. You got to watch it. And Juice said it a long time ago, man. He had this album, this little track called The Psalms of Saturn. That joint was a little jiggy too, had a little beat to it and shit. How that shit used to go? Doom, 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 doom. How that shit used to go? That shit used to be like, I am aware of my karma by being aware of my thoughts. I am aware of my karma by being aware of my thoughts. So that was pretty dope because it starts right there. You know what I'm saying? He used to call that shit the Psalms of Saturn. I think I got that shit. It's on my other computer. The Psalms of Saturn. I am aware of my karma because I am aware of my thoughts. That's one. But it's the action, because remember, karma is the action that you take. That's what set everything in motion. The response that you do, the action that you take, that determines every single thing to be. But if I withdraw and just observe, I'm not participating. And now I'm not a player in the game. I'm a referee. I'm a judge. And that's where you want to be on that particular side, observing that shit. You understand? All right. Y'all like that story? No, I'm telling you the truth, man. For real. Seriously, man. All right. Seriously. Oh, man, listen, man. Come on, man. Listen, when it comes to Haru, I'm on tap. Yes, sir. What up, bro? What's good, man? Um, Johnny, what's good? Listen, man, I believe my motherfucking idea of love, man. This shit is so crazy. And I ain't compromising on that shit either, man. I refuse. I ain't compromising and gonna be like, woulda, coulda, shoulda, and shit. And I'm nah, fuck that. I know what it could be, and what it could be is, man, it's so embarrassing to a degree. But it ain't, man. It's really happy, man. It's like it's the shit. You just gotta safeguard it, right? And my idea of this shit, because because it's all subjective to where you are, right? Who you are, where you at. You should be able to telepathically tune into each other. The type of love that I'm talking about, the couple do breathing exercises together, and they do many constant explorations and consciousness together, even to the point where they deliberately have a vision of when they lay down at night, when they go to sleep, they're trying to meet at their favorite restaurant together. They're purposely thinking about that as they're falling asleep to see if that can continue into the subconscious in the dream world. So these two people can have the same experiences in the dream world. And then when they wake up, they can tell each other about the same fucking experience. That's the kind of love that I'm talking about exists. Don't talk, you want to talk some soulmate shit and some twin flame shit, you're going to have to go on a whole nother level as it pertains to transcending space and time. Okay? Let alone just finishing each other's sentences and being on the same vibe. And, you, if you wanted to, you could, y'all can just tell the same story, whether you write books or whatever, y'all story is identical. And there are certain, without a shadow of a doubt, there's astrological markers that prove the synchronicity or the synchronization of such couple. Now, if you want to get out here and meditate on light ships and whatever your point of focus is, that's your point of focus. You understand what I'm saying? Because it could be whatever you want it to be, obviously. You know what I mean? But that's the name of the game. And I believe in extreme compatibility. It doesn't mean that there's no moment, but again, there's never, ever, ever, fuck you, you get on my nerve, you stupid bitch, go sleep on the couch. There's never even an argument because you understand that this person is truly the divinity, that it's your divine half. You understand what I'm saying? And unfortunately, to a degree, our brains and our experience being so young, we didn't grow up into what we are evolving into. We still evolving. We ain't even our finished state. But 10 years ago, or when you was in your 20s and whatever, even in your 30s, you didn't know what the fuck you was trying to evolve in. You know what I'm saying? You could miss me telling me I know some star shit and being able to prophesy or whatever the case may be. Nah, you couldn't have sold me on that shit, right? So you still becoming, which is interesting because do you even know what you gonna become at this particular point? You know what I mean? But the relationship is so, here's the key word, in my opinion: admiration. Admiration for me produce inspiration. I become inspired if I admire you. Admiration is motherfucking the shit. I watch podcasts because I'm fucking. That's how I balance myself, right? So like, I fucking like Gilly and Wallow, from Philly, and Gil they both be having me cracking the fuck up, especially Gilly crazy ass, right? And when they had their girls on there, Gil called this girl Tootie, but her name is Jean. But Tootie and April was on there. They asked the girls, like, how do you know he in love with you, or something like that, and Gilly's wife was like, it's gonna sound corny, but I still get butterflies because I can look and I can catch him still looking at me the same way when he met me. Because Tootie bad, she's beautiful, right? In my opinion, she's beautiful. So Gil still has that admiration from her beauty, and his eyes has that sparkle. She senses that, and when you have that kind of admiration, it don't mean that you don't go through shit, because they said they go through, everybody go through shit. When you have a certain level of admiration, there's the friction can't even exist. It just can't even exist. And I know that shit may sound like a unicorn, But I believe in that shit, and because I know it to be a fact, and this is why. It's certain schools of thoughts that got it. And again, I'll go back to when they said the hermetic couple is wise, that they never even get into them kind of spats because they already know that the negative aspect is going to create invisible vibratory waves of energy that's about to stalk your ass. Okay. And so you can get to it through admiration, in my opinion. You know what I mean? All right, man. I'm rambling and shit. You know what I mean? We didn't got way past generally a long time ago and shit. But anyway, man, I just wanted to give y'all that. Make sure I ain't miss something. If you got anything, man, feel free. You know what I mean? I don't mind the build, man. But um, if you just got in, man, rewind. Like I said too, I dropped the video today right here on this channel, so go to it. Talking about the um, free apartments for creators. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the space right now. I want y'all to come through, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to open it up and say, hey, man, come stay over here. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Like we ain't like let's go get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Get yourselves into some properties, and I want to help you get into them, and you got your own rentals and own income coming in, and help you do some wholesale. We help each other. You do video editing and shit, man. Me and Jew coming out with this shit, man. I said we nailed it today. I said fuck it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and leak it. We're gonna do something called the Great Debaters, and we're gonna have dialogue. Because I think what the game is missing is opposing viewpoints that can be heard and not yelled and screamed and talking over each other and shit. So what we gonna do as the great debaters is, if we catch wind of a specific topic, you know what I mean. We gotta set the record straight on it, and we will argue. You know what I mean, the negative or why we think it may be some bullshit. You know what I'm saying, or we may present something and argue the affirmative of why this is dope. You know what I'm saying. And it's gonna be 100%. I ain't gonna say 100%, but maybe what somebody said on somebody else's platform. You know what I'm saying, and we gonna challenge that shit. You know what I'm saying, and it's not to be disrespectful, but it's time to set the record straight, because I think the people, um, you know what I'm saying, for example, you know what I'm saying, um, Jew called some shit. Y'all know we used to be on Brother Rich radio show. You know what I'm saying. He called a conversation. You know what I mean? Where Phil Valentine said, uh, they asked about melanin, and when he said white people can't ascend because they ain't got no melanin. Okay. Me personally, I want you to define, what do you mean by ascend? Is this some fucking secret place in heaven somewhere in the sky? Or they, when they die, they don't, like, what do that mean? I'm not sure on what that means. Okay. But let's play with it a little bit here. Okay. And so Jude takes a stance of, well, wait a minute. You screaming racism and white supremacy, you give him the term supremacy as if he's superior. And if we the melanated beings and we the original man and God and all that good shit, we are the inferior being, clearly, right? This motherfucker done gave you concepts of God. He done took your language, he beat your ass, he done did every fucking thing, and you still beg of him to this day to help me out because it's a hurricane down here. Because you don't help your own, as a quick response to shit, because you got the economic power. You still waiting on the government, the white man that you say don't like you, to fix it. That's crazy in itself, right? How is it that he's superior, white supremacy, but we're inferior, but yet he can't ascend? Okay, so now let's just say you're talking about some spiritual shit. When the physical body go, this motherfucker is stuck here. Well, I don't know. Well, shit. I personally been in New Orleans, and we've taken pictures, and I've seen white ghosts. I've seen these white, y'all seen the pictures, white woman on a bike riding down goddamn Bourbon Street, and another white lady walking down the street with two red cups that you get from Family Dollar, the plastic cups, like she got some alcohol in that bitch. Motherfucking having a good goddamn time on damn Bourbon Street. And this is clearly a motherfucking ghost. Okay? So if you got ghosts who, and this ain't no goddamn Casper the Ghost white shit. I'm talking about you can see her clothes, you can see her blonde hair, you can see every fucking thing to the red cups and clearly walking down Bourbon Street having a good time. What the fuck do you mean white people can't ascend? Because clearly they ass in another motherfucking different dimension that's parallel with our reality. Right? And I'm gonna be honest with you. As of now, and I haven't really remembered, and Haru was there. I mean, he was actually on the goddamn ghost tour, and they took the pictures. He was on the ghost tour when we was in New Orleans, right? I ain't never seen nigga ghosts. I ain't seen them. I don't see nigga ghosts. I see white people doing shit like this, b-boy stands and shit. You know what I'm saying? I seen white ghosts, white folks. I ain't seen nigga ghosts. I ain't saying nigga ghosts don't exist, but we know good and well. See, Bobby Hemmings said some shit. I said it yesterday. Just because your motherfucking ancestors was motherfucking, they was dumb now, they're gonna be dumb when they die. They don't get no superpower because they dead. Some bullshit. Now, if that be the truth, and I know that's the motherfucking truth, if that be the truth, man, black folks, especially them baby boomer motherfuckers, baby boomers, baby shit, as I call them, the baby boomers ain't on no motherfucking science. Them motherfuckers don't believe in no goddamn spirit like that. Them motherfuckers don't even know how to comprehend shit. Okay? So if they got that belief where they even fucking scared of fucking ghosts and scared of Ouija boards and shit and ain't trying to tap in and speak to ancestral worship and shit like that, what the fuck you think they gonna become when they die? You think they gonna be motherfucking ghosts walking around this motherfucker because they believe, like, man, them motherfuckers is scared to fucking death about death. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't got no working consciousness on continuing. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's stuff like that that's like feel good rhetoric in a sense, which I get it on one level to inspire you, but your melanin ain't worth shit in a sense of producing change. Stop the bullshit. Like, stop it. Just because you got melanin, shit ain't motherfucking changed. It ain't the melanin that's motherfucking changing this shit. That ain't what's happening. That's not what's happening. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I get what you later. You feel me? All right, though. So yeah, man, we gonna come out with some shit. Seriously, the great debaters. You know what I'm saying? And respectfully start going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. And if anybody wanna come to the studio and or chime in, what's missing is the art of dialogue, where man, we respectful and intelligent enough to state our point, mute the line, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Say, I rest my case. And then you go ahead and do your thing. Say what you got to say. And then when you finish, shut the fuck up. Your line is muted. And now we can go point for point. I mean, ask you a question on this, as you said, and you can give the answer, just simply the answer, like on cross examination, a courtroom style type of dialogue. We don't know how to have that amongst ourselves, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to cut a lot of motherfucking shit out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to cut a lot of motherfucking shit out. And it's going to be really, 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 really great. And I'm gonna go on and say it. It's the real. That's part of the reason why motherfuckers don't want us on their platform and shit. Because me and Jew always had the type of energy that was gonna tell you straight the fuck up what it was and when niggas was bullshitting. You understand what I'm saying? And then put a plan of action together to be like, hey, listen, you come fuck with us on these trips and you do this for you come think about this and do these little mental practices, start to improve your life and go to testimonials on how you do XYZ. Well, fuck it, go buy the block, nigga. I don't want to talk about fucking poverty and shit. I want to go buy the motherfucking block and change that shit. Put your money up and let's go buy some real estate, nigga. Like, I ain't with all the talk shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, we do this, but we really do this in real life. You understand what I'm saying? And so when it comes down to putting that work in and that action and then start dissecting the rhetoric, start dissecting the rhetoric, you know what I'm saying? Such as, you know what I'm saying, my dear brother, Ali Muhammad, will say something like this when he get in this cosmology bag. Like right now we in Virgo season. And so he'll say, no. According to the Tatoshi, we are in Leo. Because if I take y'all to the Stellarium program to show you the sky, it's going to look like the sun is by Leo and not Virgo, right? Okay. That's what we call sidereal astrology or Eastern astrology, okay? Known as Vedic astrology as well, Indian astrology as well, okay? Okay, cool. So you're saying that we're in Leo and we're not in Virgo. And then we'll say, but the sixth polarity, which is the sixth zodiac sign, which is Virgo, but the sixth polarity is health and hygiene. So this is what we need to focus on. Wait a minute, hold up, I'm lost. You just said that we are actually in the fifth zodiac sign, but you gave a definition of the sixth zodiac sign that we said we in, and you don't like the name Virgo, so you switched it to polarity, but you're giving us the exact same definition. I don't give a fuck what you call it, because clearly different cultures going to call it different things. The question is, are the definitions of your polarity the same exact definitions that we have in Western astrology? And it is. So cut the bullshit. Okay? It is. All right? It absolutely is. And it's these little nuances like that that can become stumbling blocks for people on their journey. You understand what I'm saying? And those stumbling blocks have to be removed, and certain shit you just don't have to be introduced to no more. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to be introduced to King Alfred plans and fucking Rex 84. That's some bullshit. It's even said that the whole goddamn Willie Lynch shit ain't even fucking real. That's some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to go through, that don't have to be your starting point on this journey. We always said, listen, when it comes to information, man, the top of the motherfucking pyramid, the tippity top, you're gonna be the last stop on the fucking totem pole. You watch and see. It's gonna be the last moment. You go all the way around the world. You're gonna study all that shit. But when you decide that you're gonna get into the facilitation of this right here, consciousness, and how this shit work, and how to start, I dare you to start thinking about throwing thoughts off of planets. You a bad motherfucker. Now you about ready to go. You understand what I'm saying? And build motherfucking, that they say build some shit, physically build some shit. Yeah, you bad. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker bad in health. Bad motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we ain't got no problem giving motherfuckers they flowers. Bad motherfucker. Some motherfuckers is bad motherfuckers. Then took somebody who had leprosy and spine. They ain't got fucking leprosy no more. You're a bad motherfucker with some elixirs. Bad motherfucker on the chemical side of healing. There's another side of healing, the electrical path of healing and shit, where we can go with, you know, you have to get what I'm saying? You got some motherfuckers that's master motherfucking herbalists. You got to do that because the body is motherfucking the chemical body. Okay, cool. Eat right, do your thing. I'm with that shit. I'm back. Okay, cool. This is what, fucking day 15. Within day 15 of being vegan, within day 15, I'm on day 4 of no food, just smoothies and juice is all I have. You know what I'm saying? Day 4, I ain't ate solid since Sunday. Nothing solid has been in my body since Sunday, and feel great, right? And still got a way to go. Anyway, you got a chemical path of healing, and then you got an electrical path of healing, because the body is electrochemical. And electrical is placebo. I give you a fake pill. I told you it cure cancer, and your cancer is gone. And then once your cancer is gone, I say, psych, that shit was a water pill. It wasn't even the real shit. So then what did it? Because it wasn't no chemical, but your thought produced a chemical reality inside of it. So now that's the electrical path of healing. You understand what I'm saying? And then you may mantra yourself and visualize yourself on that shit. And then you can do that step that I did on the past life regression. And then that shit became gone instantly. I ain't got to meditate. I ain't got to visualize. I ain't got to do shit. But successfully get into my own subconscious mind where this shit is really running at anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So there's path. And it's not that one path is better than another. It's dependent on your temperament of where you're at that flows with you. But then some shit, when it comes to the political aspect of history, some shit in current events is just all the way fucking left field, fucked up and wrong. And we ain't about to sit back no more and let that shit ride. And so y'all gonna see some shit called the Great Debaters. You know what I'm saying? That's going to respectfully put this shit on a public record. And I'm giving you a pre-forewarning right now, because I just did it, that coming. All right, we'll have a conversation. Ain't got nothing to do with no personal shit. Ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit. I just want to talk about the subject matter at hand. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Is America racist? Was America created? Because you hear that shit like, man, this is a country that was always, it was built for us to fall. That's some bullshit. No, the fuck it wasn't. America was not built. How the fuck was it built for you to fall and you balling at an all-time high right now? And then you start saying some sucker ass shit like, yeah, man, it's a select few though. You know what one dude told you? So you one of those dudes that'll say, oh, just because you made it, I can make it, huh? You sound like a bitch talking like that. But what do you mean as a grown ass man? Just because you made it, brother, don't mean I can make it. Oh, you don't got no confidence. I can't even talk to a dude like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, you ain't even a man. You know what I mean? I don't get that. You know what I mean? And so, nah, man. America wasn't motherfucking created to motherfucking trap you. America was motherfucking created to get you up out that situation. Hello. I'll say it again. God damn it. It's on the record. 1774 Articles of Association. Go read that shit yourself and look at grievance number 2. Grievance number 2, the motherfucker said, we wholeheartedly discontinue the practice of slavery. We ain't fucking with your boats. We ain't fucking with anybody that got anything to do with slavery. We don't fuck with that shit. We done fucking with that shit. King George, we not gonna have you having slaves over here. Fuck off. That's what the document says. In 1774. This is before a Declaration of Independence. This is before a fucking Continental Congress comes together and creates the Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union. This is before a Constitution. These motherfuckers ain't even, they was still under the rule of Britain telling King George in point number 2, fuck that slave shit. So what are you talking about that America was designed to motherfucking enslave you? These motherfuckers who created America was against that shit at point number 2. The first order of business was, we're going to stop doing business with you. Let's address the economic policy of the day of how this money flowing. We ain't buying your syrup, we ain't buying your molasses, and we ain't buying no tea from the East India Tea Company. Read that shit. 1774 Articles of Association. Point number 2, fuck that slave shit. So what do you mean? And then this shit starts to progress, and we can progress it. I got the timeline. I've done it plenty of times. This shit starts to progress. I always say, go read Mississippi's secession speech. And they'll tell you why they left the United States of America. They told you that the United States of America was on some bullshit and it was always against the institution of slavery. And we would like to point your attention to a document called the Northwest Ordinance of 1787, where the federal government purposely interfered with the states' rights to have slaves and said in a new territory, which is north of the Ohio River, east of the Allegheny Mountains, which is Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, west of the Allegheny Mountains, which is Pennsylvania, right? And then east of the Mississippi River, in other words, Illinois, Minnesota, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, this new territory. The federal government said ain't no slaves allowed in this new territory. And guess what? It wasn't even the United States Constitution then. But yet, the founders of the country in 1787, because at this time, King George did the Treaty of Paris. He said, fuck it, y'all can be America. I don't give a fuck no more. Y'all won. They said no fucking slaves in the new territory. Like we mentioned a decade prior, 13 years prior in 1774. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no slaves in the territory. You know, we don't want no slaves. So now ain't no slaves in the territory. Before the white boy even had a constitution. Nigga, the niggas got a right to vote before the white woman got a right to vote, and you want to tell me it was a goddamn plan to keep niggas? Man, fuck off with that dumb shit, man. I'm serious about that shit. When I'm about to spank some ass when it comes to American history. That's what kind of shit is that? You mean to tell me this motherfucker is so, and even if you want to sell me on a grand design that America's about to, keep niggas fucked up, I'm amazed at how much of an idiot the white boy is who would allow black folks to vote before his own wife can vote. Like, who the fuck is as if you die, because you was the one going to war. So if you die, who is going to step up in society and start voting in your place and shit, motherfucker? Your son? What if you ain't got no son? What if they babies at the time? It don't make sense. You understand what I'm saying? And so that shit is bullshit. It's bullshit rhetoric. Bullshit rhetoric that's out here when it comes to this shit. And you got to be able to put this shit in this proper motherfucking lens. And the only thing we got to do is just look at factual events. I gave a webinar before dealing with Abe Lincoln, right? And I can show you. I'll show y'all the case study. I think I'm motherfucking lying. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Hold on. And I'm going to come off the gas with this. And we're going to get on up out of here. I'm riding with Abe, drive by in the Lincoln. Shoot the rebels up. Leave they bitch ass thinking. All right. Facts. Something called explicit memories, also known as declarative memories. An example of an explicit memory is remembering the first president of the United States of America. Okay? Now, let me tell you the problem. Slavery and racism stresses you the fuck out, and it fucks up your hippocampus, like Minister Jew been saying for years. It fucks up your hippocampus. And now science, along with top universities, has said considerable amount of evidence derived from studies on animals and adults shows that exposure to trauma is associated with damages to the hippocampal neurons, which are brain cells. Hippocampus is responsible for memory, and to deficits in declarative memory due to changes in circulation of cortisol, which is a stress motherfucking chemical. Now, if you're exposed to trauma, it fucks up the structure in your brain that deals with memory. So either you wasn't taught this shit in school, which that's cool, but you, for some reason, got the facts fucked up. You think you think they trying to get you, and I'm telling you, nigga, 1819, the Missouri Compromise. Missouri wants to come in as a slave state, and then the powers that's inside the government said, okay, all right, I'll tell you what. That's gonna fuck up the balance, because right now we about 12, we even 12 free states, 12, or maybe it's 13. I'll tell you what, in Massachusetts, we need you to kind of like cut a little corner out over there on the old east side. And we're going to create a new state called Maine. And Maine going to come in as a free state, and we're going to check that shit. This is the Missouri Compromise in 1819. What are you talking about? They're trying to get you. In 1820, the very next year, the United States passed the United States piracy law that made it illegal to transport slaves across the ocean. And then you had a Navy squadron called African Squadron that was patrolling the west coast of Africa and the east coast of Brazil to make sure that wasn't no slaves being transported across the goddamn Atlantic Ocean. And in the same fucking year, 1819, 1820, you had the Monroe Compromise, the Monroe Doctrine, when James Monroe told England, France, Spain, don't bring your ass in the Western Hemisphere trying to conquer new fucking territories. If you do, we go into war. Now, if you got some business down here and you didn't already colonize St. Lucia, you didn't already colonize Jamaica, you didn't already colonize your shit, cool. You done did that shit. But any new shit, we ain't going for that shit in the Western Hemisphere. That's James Monroe, nigga. What are you talking about? They trying to get you. Some shit ain't adding up. Shit ain't adding up. They trying to get you. And motherfuckers walking around this bitch billionaires. Millionaires at an all-time record. What the fuck is you talking about? They trying to get you. But what happens is when the Freddie Gray shit happen and these little isolated events start to happen, that triggers your post-traumatic slave syndrome and that fucks your memory up, and then you just have to blanket the whole goddamn thing, and that can't go like that. That's not gonna go like that when we around here. It ain't going like that. Okay? All right. Which frequencies would you recommend to balance the mind? Depends on your take, man. I'll tell you who a bad boy with sounds. Stephen Halpern, Halpren, I believe is his last name. Chakra Suite, the Vow Chant, those kind of things are really, really, really soothing. An early practice that I used to do was take a bath and submerge my head in the water, but just leave the breathing holes above the water and do Om, because since you're in the bathtub and water is in your ear, the vibration of it, you can literally feel it more. It intensifies. And then I was allowing that to activate that wave. I was allowing that to activate the glands in my brain by literally taking a bath, submerging my ears in the water. It's really your ears, because you're trying to, you know how it is when you go in the water, it's a certain sound. But then when you hum or do a Om, you're gonna hear the vibration intensify. Okay. So that's I like really doing that, because now it's my own sound and my own frequency that's training myself versus something that's external. You know what I mean? All right, man. So we good? Y'all got it? Maybe I didn't want to make sure I missed nothing when I was talking. All right. All right. You can have white skin, but also have melanin in the brain. Oh, dog, you gonna kill him with the neuromelanin. Fuck all that shit you talking about pigmentation melanin. Nigga, neuromelanin is where it's at in the goddamn brizane. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, people crazy. People crazy as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? All right, man. So listen, man. Again, I'm gonna sign out. Check that video I uploaded earlier, man. I absolutely want to build a great team. Great opportunity for you if it fits your style. You know what I'm saying? So check that video out, man. Get with Minister Jew, theimaginationguru.com. Go to Amazon, cop the new book. Shit, man, I'm supposed to be hitting the banners and all that shit, right? I don't know if he even got it on here yet, right? We ain't put it on here yet, you know what I'm saying? But you can check out Minister Jew right there at theimaginationguru.com. But go to Amazon, type in Hip Hop Laws of Attraction, Minister Jew. Check that book out, get that. That's the newest release. You know what I'm saying? Do that. I'm over here, man, right here at thefamilywealthclub.com, man. I can't even tell you how many families is doing their thing, but trust when I tell you, you know what I'm saying? Can I turn this around without messing some stuff up? I don't know. Let me see. Can I? I don't want to mess it up. Uh-oh. Some properties right there, man. Right there. Right there. All right. And so get in this thing, man. Get in this. You know what I'm saying? I'm at right there, Family Wealth Club, man. That's what we doing. It's the first of the month. The rent's about to go tomorrow. I'm going to pick up 2 checks. Everybody else I got, they drop money in the account, but you got some people. Yeah, I got some D-class shit. You know, I got to pull up. One dude, man, to let me go to the bank. Man, the bank is like literally the end of the block, turn right, and then the end of that next block, the bank is right there. Man, I went over there, man. Dude was lumped up, real nice stitches. Time I was walking through the alley, man. Some dudes robbed me and shit. Right. So then I come and get it from now on. I'll come get it. You know what I'm saying? So I know where you at. I got to pull up and come get it. So right now, tomorrow, I'll be pulling up and collecting 2 people's rent. That's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? To make it happen. You know what I mean? And that's what I do for the team. You know what I mean? So real shit, man. This is really easy. Got some I'm telling you, if I say it, I end up doing this shit. I think y'all know that shit about me by now. If I say I'm gonna do this shit, and